second. But I do wonder if he's still getting his wind back.
Yeah, maybe.
Because of it being symptomatic with COVID. But as you mentioned, the doc is here, so let's go to the injury report.
Injury Report is brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Maryland. In pain, contact the experts at Orthopedic Associates of Central Maryland at mdbonedocs.com. Care this good feels good to the bone. Injury Report.
And joining us now is Dr. Scott Adams. And Dr. Adams, let's start with Jalen Ferguson. Thanks as always for joining us. Do you think there is something to that theory that maybe he's trying to get his win back, or is he just not good enough to make the daily, 48?
Yeah, I think it's probably more that he just needs a little bit of time to get back into shape. I mean, it deconditions you, it saps your energy. You just need some time to get rehydrated. You need some time to just get your energy back. And then I think, luckily, he can then do what he wants. But I think this is more an indication that he just isn't 100%, but he should be.
Now, Doc, we had Bozeman get hurt last week, hurt the back.
Yeah.
And, like when he came off, and then, I saw him running down, and I'm guessing he probably ran and waved to his wife, gave her a thumbs up, and then he goes back in for 3 plays, and he was bad in those 3 plays, and then all of a sudden he's out. So what is it with kind of the back, you think, Doc?
Yeah, sure. I mean, most back injuries are musculoskeletal. So he probably did something and he said, well, I feel like I can go. And then after a few plays, just realized this hurts too bad. And I mean, that's what separates definitely professionals. They say, well, I can't go 100%. And I also know that if I try to go while I'm injured, it may be a longer recovery time. So I give him credit for realizing that, hey, I have to listen to my own back, my own body, and say, hey, this isn't me. I'm not doing what I need to do to help my team. And it may keep me out longer. So I think he just said, listen, I need to come out for the welfare of myself and my team.
Doc, I want to ask you about a guy that doesn't play for the Ravens, but I'm fascinated by his pain tolerance, and that's Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield has a torn labrum in the left shoulder. He also came out before the game Thursday in the interview and said he also has a fractured shoulder. So how likely is it that he's going to be able to continue to play with this? What is going on with him?
Yeah, I mean, the one good thing for him is it's a non-throwing arm, but obviously it just takes one tackle, get driven into the turf, and pain is going to limit him in that setting. More than likely, if he says it's my decision to play or not, then whatever the injury is, they feel like isn't going to get worse if he does that, but it's going to hurt when he gets driven into the ground. So it'll be interesting to see if he does play, what kind of contact he gets, and if he gets a lot of contact, how does that pain threshold change at that point? It shouldn't affect his throwing mechanics because it's all going to be his non-dominant arm, but that first sack, it'll be interesting to see how he jumps up and how he responds.
Doc, in a situation like that with a quarterback, does he get a pain shot for that one?
He's also wearing a harness, I think.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, we've talked in the past about the benefits of these Toradol shots, and, they can help. And obviously the ethical decision is, are you putting someone at risk by masking that pain? And again, for a labrum injury, more than likely, unless he completely dislocates his shoulder when he does get tackled, you're probably not going to make that labrum tear worse. And then the question is exactly what type of fracture he has. Anytime you're dealing with a bone issue, all bets are off as to whether you could make it worse if you land just the wrong way. But yeah, a Toradol shot would be something that would probably decrease the amount of pain he's having in that shoulder.
Sami Watkins, hamstring. I think we talked about him recently. How long does usually, now he seems to linger longer than most, but a hamstring injury usually, what's the timetable?
Yeah, and it varies on the severity. This can be, as a minor hamstring can be just a day-to-day situation, and then the more severe ones can take 6 weeks or more to get better, and then it all comes down to just how significant it was. The vast majority of these are in the muscle, and the muscle gets torn and stretched, and if it's we grade these, if it's a grade 1, it could be a week or so. If it's a grade 3, it can take more than 6 weeks.
Finally, Latavius Murray, the ankle, not playing this week. What are you guessing going on there?
Yeah, I think he probably has a sprain and just needs time to recover. He's getting treatment around the clock, getting the swelling down, getting the motion back, getting the pain decreased. And once he feels stable and can kind of go through the cutting and twistings that he needs to do, then I think he'll be back out there.
Did you see Saquon Barkley when he hurt his? I mean, it blew up.
Yeah.
Like boom, like right away. I mean, it looked scary.
It is, and it's always impressive how quickly and how dramatic it can look, and then it gets all black and blue, and then it's like, how in the world are we going to come back? But nowadays, with a lot of the modalities the trainers and the therapists are using, you can get the swelling down pretty quickly. You can get the motion back pretty quickly, and a lot of these injuries you can get back a lot quicker than you would think based on what you saw at the time of the injury.
I want to let you know I'm going to see the doctor on Tuesday. Hopefully I get out of the boot, so I could be back to game ready.
This is great news for all the fantasy radio players out there. Yeah. So.
Mobility's much better. Good. Feels good. So, I'm hoping me and Fergie will be back out there next week.
Right.
Good.
Can you get up on your tiptoes, I
don't want to try that just yet. Dr. Adams, thanks as always.
Great. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, Doc.
Baltimore Game Day Uncensored pregame show. Ken Wyman, Vinny Serrato, Mike Preston. When we come back, we will climb the depth chart. We'll go behind enemy lines, and we'll get our first look at the weather with meteorologist Vinny Serrato. It's Baltimore Game Day Uncensored pregame live at the Jamison Fan Zone and right here on 105.7 The Fan.
Fall is here, and that means one thing: Jamison Ginger in game time. Whether you're catching